Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Terratech with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the lovely little drone we built in the previous video, which today we're going to be replacing. So originally, I'd intended this to be the video where we finally design our main skybase, but since we just don't have enough items, and honestly, it's going to be quite an undertaking to build the final base, I think instead we should be a little bit more productive today, and max out our Better Future license. But on top of that, also I'm going to be completely scrapping this drone and rebuilding it from scratch, and hopefully it's going to be the final form, which will be way more effective. We now have more weapons, we have more of all the regular items, we should have enough to make a final drone form. Now it's not going to be much bigger than this, but it is going to use 3 more Better Future Gatling lasers, so we are over doubling the offensive capabilities. It should be really mean, is what I'm saying. So, what I think I'm going to do then is just build the drone first. In fact, I may build it in the R&D mode just because building something which flies is an absolute nightmare when you're building it in the campaign. Although saying that, then I have to figure out how many items I have. Never mind, we're building it right here. Okay, that looks a bit more interesting. So normally I have all of the Gatling lasers on a sort of flat plane, and honestly, that can be really boring really fast. So instead, let's stagger them. That way it should also be easier to add more in the future, since this won't be in the main part of the drone, if that makes sense, so it's more dedicated to only the weapons. Okay, let's go with that, and continue. Well, it looks different. I'm okay with that. Hello there. Just a quick damage test. Seems good to me. Okay, great. Maybe 1/3 done at the moment. So here's a problem. If I don't use air brakes, this constant little bit of movement is going to make hitting things really difficult. The problem is, I don't like how the air brakes look. But my designs are very rarely pretty anyway, so I don't think it really matters too much. Also, ignore the rocking. The rocking is the last thing to fix. There we are. In terms of speed, though, we are a little bit faster than the older drone, and there's still a lot more to add. More firepower, more battery power, faster, just way rockier. I don't know why I didn't use these before. So in the back, I've just installed 2 of the passive gyroscopes. What these do, rather than constantly trying to make the craft upright and trying to make it into a very specific position, they simply provide resistance to movement, which is really good because it makes the rocking less extreme, which then means the regular gyros can very easily keep this thing in the correct position. As you can see, although we are currently angled because I haven't sorted out the thrust yet, that is a much smoother flight. Now, if I turn, yeah, there is still a lot of rocking, but it does recover way faster now. There we are. Lovely. Okay. Only problem is, I am now running out of parts. I see an opportunity to steal some parts. Whoa, okay, those are Gatling lasers. Thankfully, it seems like your battery power, on the other hand, is not your strong point. Lovely. Oh, here's hoping some of the useful stuff actually survived. That would be nice. Lovely, and the last target. Lots of shield hits there. Could you stay still, please? I'm a half-completed tech. Be nice. There we go. That should stop you from floating away. And goodbye, and hello to a lot of parts. 1 second, let me just put this down first. Let me just put this down first. My speech then went somewhere. No idea where it went, but apparently for a short holiday. Yeah, we need more air brakes on this thing. That's the one problem. Gatling laser, thruster, which will be interesting, I guess. Not too much useful stuff, but still, more items is more items. Or Lathrix could just remember that, you know, stabilizing computers are a thing, and that way, why less drift when we let go of the controls? Still need the air brakes, but yeah, that helps out a lot. Time to dispose of some hooligans, although I'm 90% sure that that one there has missiles, since it was just attacking a smaller tech. Yep, okay, let's try to deal with you as soon as... No, target the scary things. There we go. Stay still for a few seconds so all of my weapons can hit you and very rapidly you melt. Oh, you have missiles as well. Well, that is most unpleasant. Whoa, that took away a lot of our health. Excuse me, mate. Really? I'm not dying to you. Maybe I will. Who knows? You okay? Good. Wow. Missiles hurt. Missiles really hurt. What did I lose? Battleship cannon. We could be way more deadly if we wanted to, though that would kind of lose our whole, you know, almost completely better future look. But, yeah, battleship cannons are kind of beautiful. Oh, the temptations! The controls on this thing are so much better than they were. We now have 6 Gatling lasers. That's pretty awesome, honestly. And that, of course, isn't including the Gatling lasers on our drone itself. Now, any other corpses to absorb? A little bit over there, so I'll just grab that, then I'll go and grab another mission. We're getting close now to maxing out the license. I believe that 3 is the max at the moment. So if we can get to the end of 3, then, well, one of our goals is complete. And honestly, the drone isn't too far off. Really, really easy to control, decent amount of firepower, decent amount of protection, though I think a bit more battery power would be nice. Yeah, controlling this thing now is lovely. Let's just stay here until daytime, though, so we can charge up. Yeah, a bit more battery power might be nice, rather than just using the GSO batteries all the time as well, because it is so easy to use. I really should use other things. So I've added 2 boosters, and I've added 2 more guns. So now the firepower is way higher, and we can have a jolt of speed if we so desire. More guns! More beautiful bombardment. Okay, lovely. We're getting very close to finishing this thing, although it looks very open-ended at the back. Once again, like a lot of my builds, I do like that look. So it's probably not going to look much more different to this, honestly. I love how these things fly. Honestly, the anti-grav may be my favourite thing with the whole Better Future editions. Oop. Hello, hello, hello. A willing test subject. Straight through the shields, power gone, and goodbye. Not quite as overpowered as missiles, but not exactly that far off either. We really should do some more of the Hawkeye stuff, but later. Right now, I'm just having fun flying around, destroying stuff. Now, one thing I would like to change is the positioning of our turning thrusters. I would like some more on the front, just so we don't do this weird loop whenever we try and turn. If it's a bit more balanced, we can sort of turn on the spot, which we can almost do, but it would be nice to completely do that, because at the moment, it also means we can't strafe. Because we are so imbalanced with our turning ability, if you try and strafe, you just end up turning. Which isn't really the intention. Hello? That's a lot of guns. Not great if you can't hit me with them, but still. Goodbye. We've got a runner. Oddly enough, I think I can probably outmatch them. Hello. Well, wrong license, but still pretty nice. And what did we get for our troubles? A few interesting things. Hello, invader. Yeah, flying is very powerful in this game. But wow, this thing has a lot of battery power. Interestingly, a few shots are actually getting through the shields. Oh no, shields are now down, and as soon as the shields are down, everything goes very wrong. You know, at this point, I actually think we have less battery power than the old drone. We don't, but our anti-grav is consuming way more energy than the old drone, so overall, we're a lot more aggressive, we're a lot faster, we're easier to handle, but we've lost a bit of protection. I'm okay with that. Now we have 2 missions to do. We've got hostiles and catch the spy. Please, no more missiles. Of course, there's missiles. Okay, you're rendered mostly harmless, but let's just finish you off. Fantastic. Stay still so I can hit you. It's the polite thing to do. Lovely. Oh, less than lovely. Get behind it, stay behind it. No, 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 behind it. There we go, good. Lovely. I like this drone. Or assault thing. I don't know what to call it, honestly, at this point, because it doesn't even look like a drone. The only reason I called the old one a drone is because it kind of looked like one. Don't really know what to call this one. I will be taking name suggestions for this thing, since I'm going to be using it a lot, I imagine. Now to catch ourselves a spy. Excuse me, you two. Nice jump. Did I just fly underneath the spy? In an anti-grav craft? Whoa, this thing's quick. Haha, but there we go. Took out some of its thrusters, and now it's imbalanced. That's why shields are so needed. And there we go, maxing out the license. Lovely. Ow! Ooh, stuff. Lots of stuff. All the stuff, in fact. Oh, look, the payload terminal. Have I actually seen that before? I think I may have, but not really paid it too much attention. Very, very cool indeed. Well, I've installed a couple more turning thrusters, and it is helping. Now, the problem is, as long as we have these thrusters at the back, which are away from the center of mass, they will always help out with turning, which means we're always going to do that sort of loop. But that's fine. As long as I can somewhat turn on the spot like that, then that's absolutely fine. Yep, that's way better than it was. And we're also a little bit faster because of it, which is nice as well. Problem is, I had to sacrifice even more batteries to do that, so yeah, we are becoming a glass cannon. Very quick, decent damage, in fact, very good damage, very easy to control, don't want to be hit by a missile. I suppose this is our first Minecraft, though, so I guess this is the light version. Eventually, we're going to have something far, far heavier and far more powerful. That's me pressing forwards as well. Okay, yep, that seems fine. Inverting a couple of the front thrusters not only makes moving backwards easier, and the stabilizing computer can now actually deal with our forward momentum, but it really helps out with turning. Okay. Sacrificing a bit of speed there. Actually, that should work forwards anyway, shouldn't it? Just looking for the trail. Yep, that does work. It's only with things like the stabilizing computer you need the thrusters to be in the correct orientation sometimes. But right now, all of these are moving us backwards. Yep. I believe they are. I should do a test for that. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Come on, give us a landing. Thank you. Throw down a cab. Just give me 2 of those. Okay. Oh, suddenly works forwards, but does it work backwards? No, it doesn't. Okay, so when they were first released, that did work. So, yeah, a couple of backwards thrusters is probably quite good then, because currently, the only way we were moving backwards is via the steering hovers, which are there just because they're so easy to place and work in multiple directions. Good to know. It makes sense. I mean, look at them. It makes sense. It will only go forwards, but when they were first released, it was a bit weird, and they did work in both directions. So it turns out that these ion drives do not work in the same way they did when they were first released. In fact, they make way more sense now, but I didn't realise they had been changed. So when they were first released, they would act like a normal propeller in that they could work forwards and they could work backwards. So I've been thinking that that is still how they work. However, this is me pressing backwards. This is me pressing forwards. Yep, so although they do leave the trail when you're moving backwards, and they do make a very slight noise, they only function in one direction now, and that's me trying to turn with this thing. So I do think that a couple of backwards thrusters on the drone would be really, really efficient. So I've quickly swapped the 2 on the front, and let's see if that makes any difference. So moving backwards. Yep, that's definitely wow, that's way faster than it was. So, when moving backwards, we've only been using the adjustment thrusters. But yet, as you can see, when moving backwards, the other ion drives are still leaving a trail. That's what was confusing me, because I saw the trail and I heard the noise, I assumed they were working, and since I don't normally move backwards all that much, I didn't notice the difference in speed. But what that means as well is when we're doing turns... Oh, wow, that's much better. Yeah, having a couple of backwards thrusters not only will help the stabilizing computer, it will also help our turning, it will help everything at the cost of a bit of forward speed. I think that's worth it. I think that's really, really worth it. Handleability is key with these things. And right now, we're getting very close to a perfectly handling craft. Which is nice. Although, by the looks of things, the anti-grav isn't quite reaching some of these back items. No, it isn't. Because we have a large anti-grav in the center, then a couple of mediums at the front, and apparently the mediums aren't quite reaching the back, so we have a little bit of mass right now. That's fine. A little bit of weight, I should say. We're being affected by gravity, is what I should say. Lathrix, are you actually removing all of the cosmetics, even though a second ago you were just complaining about how it looks unfinished? Yes, yes I am. Because cold, hard efficiency. That's why. The issue is, with an anti-grav vehicle, every block you add drains more power. So, the more just cosmetic, useless items we add, the more the batteries are going to be drained, and then, well, that's just so counterproductive for this type of craft. So all of these blocks here, which were doing nothing, are now batteries. So more storage, for the same level of anti-grav. Now you guys, I was attacking a second ago. There we are. Lovely. You next. And then finally you. Lovely. So this is going to be our efficient craft, not exactly our pretty one. I'm actually really happy with it. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this design. It's going to be a go-to craft, but I don't know if it's going to be our end craft in terms of its particular usage. There's probably going to be other similar craft I build in the future, which will be a bit better. Also, yeah, backwards thrusters, so much better. Also, I am just rambling at this point. Also, Lathrix, weren't you saying that you should use other battery types? Yes, I was, but these are just so easy to use. Is that any better now? I found that the flight was a little bit imbalanced before. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, this is just a mission-completing drone at this point. Ooh, good, an invasion. Just finish you off. Just back off and charge up. Oh, back off a little bit more, please. I can't lock on from here, but how about... There we go. Oh, those are megaton cannons. We are getting out of there. Let's just get behind them. There we are. I'm a very annoying foe. Oh, there goes all the shields, so now we're just devouring it. Lovely. Well, with that, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's episode. We have achieved all of our goals. We have maximum Better Future experience, we have a new quest-completing drone for all our lovely missions, and honestly, I really like it. In terms of handling, it's really, really good. It's fast, it's strong, it just doesn't have the staying power of a lot of other techs, and honestly, that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect in every way. So, it looks a bit ramshackle, so it's a bit more battery efficient, it can't take too many hits, but it'll get the job done. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Terratech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, most likely, we'll be finally building our Sky Fort, or we might build a battle hover. That would be interesting, a more heavy-duty tech, which honestly I can make look a lot prettier than this. So, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.